Iron electron half equations. These are chemical equations, but only half the elements are going to be there. Here we have a periodic table. The things that we should be familiar with are group 1, group 2 and group 3. These are the metals. In the middle between group 2 and group 3 we have the transition metals. So, unlike group 1, 2 and 3 metals, the transition metals are able to form different types of ions. Iron can lose electrons to form Fe plus ions and Fe2 plus ions. To show this, chemists use Roman numerals to dictate which ion is being discussed. For example, copper 2 sulfate contains copper 2 plus ion, whereas tin 4 chloride contains the tin 4 plus ion. To remember what we've done before, you should be able to write the formula equation for iron reacting with copper 2 oxide. Iron plus copper oxide goes to iron oxide plus copper. In the above reaction, iron atoms are becoming iron 2 ions. This can be as an iron electron half equation. Iron goes to iron 2 plus 2 electrons. So what has happened is this iron has turned into an iron. It has lost 2 electrons. So the half equation shows an iron atom losing 2 electrons to become an iron ion. When an iron electron equation shows the loss of electrons, we say oxidation is taking place. In the same reaction, copper 2 ions are becoming copper atoms. This can be shown by an iron electron half equation. Copper 2 plus mixing with 2 electrons goes to copper. So, back to the start, iron Fe goes to Fe2 plus 2 electrons. This is oxidation. The iron loses 2 electrons. This is oxidation. When a metal gains 2 electrons, as in copper 2 plus 2 electrons becomes copper, this is reduction. So the half equation shows a copper ion gaining 2 electrons to form copper atoms. When an iron electron equation shows the gain of electrons, we say reduction is taking place. So oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain of electrons. Look at the word oil rig. Here's an oil rig. Fe goes to Fe2 plus 2 electrons. Now, does the iron gain electrons or does it lose electrons? Well, it loses 2 electrons, so it's oxidation. Here we have copper 2 plus gaining 2 electrons. So what will that be? Oxidation or reduction? You need to write oxidation and reduction ion electron equations for the following. The first one is done for you. Zinc goes to zinc 2 plus 2 electrons. The zinc loses 2 electrons. This is oxidation. The iron gains 2 electrons, so this is reduction. So you need to basically write down the equation iron reacting with tin sulfate, so that's the tin iron, to form iron 2 sulfate. So what is the oxidation? What is the one which is the metal that turns into the iron? We have iron. Remember, oxidation is loss, reduction is gain. Iron goes to iron 2 plus 2 electrons. This is the oxidation. The reduction will be tin 2 plus goes to plus 2 electrons, we will go to tin. So what happens next? Lead reacting with gold 1 fluoride to form lead 2 fluoride. So the oxidation is what happens when the metal loses the electron. We start off with lead, so lead goes to lead 2 plus 2 electrons, and the gold fluoride, which starts off with gold plus 1 electron, will become gold. Next equation, here again, remember, oil rig. The oxidation is the loss of an electron when that metal loses the electron. Sodium reacting with magnesium nitrate. The sodium starts off as a metal, loses the electron, becomes an ion. So it becomes sodium goes to sodium plus the electron. What happens to the magnesium? We start off with magnesium ion, which is magnesium 2 plus 2 electrons becomes magnesium. The last example is the oxidation and reduction of aluminium reacting with silver oxide. Well, the aluminium is a metal. This loses 3 electrons. So we start off with aluminium goes to aluminium 3 plus 3 electrons. So what happens to the other metal, the silver? Starts off with the silver 1 plus, it gains the electron, and so becomes silver.